Roxo Media House.
And welcome inside the Roxo Media House studios. Kris Gutierrez along with Coach Eric Bell for the latest edition of Kickin' It with Kris and EB, the official soccer show for TCU women's soccer. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
On a season that I think you should be very proud of.
Well, I think as it begins to set in, perhaps. It was a good season, but there's still some meat left on the bone.
There's work to be done. Right?
Yeah.
I think any program that doesn't win a national championship, and even the team that does, would say the same thing.
For sure.
There's work to be done.
Yeah.
3 straight trips to the Sweet 16 is something to be proud of. Will you receive that?
I will receive it. But again, we have aspirations, obviously, to do better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool to be able to say that, for sure.
Your team had a tough opponent in Notre Dame in that game.
Yeah.
On the road, just so happened to be you played at Notre Dame.
Correct.
And the weather outside was frightful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we joked in the last episode that you knew it was going to be cold.
Yeah.
You also said that the last time that you played there, you were on the coaching staff at Florida State,
Yeah.
and it wasn't going to be that cold.
Right.
And?
I was wrong. They're looking at the weather prior to, and it's like, well, it's going to be cold, but not that cold. And then we get there, and it's snowing. And I'm like, okay. And then it kept on snowing, and it was the Friday. The Friday was probably the coldest I've ever been at a soccer game.
Is that right?
It was terrible.
And that's the game that you beat Michigan State.
Correct.
And then that led to the Sweet 16 round against Notre Dame.
Correct.
And I think it snowed and just kept snowing.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as Friday. Friday was unbelievable.
The wind cutting through.
The wind and the snowbanks in 2008 had nothing on the snowbanks in 2022. Nothing. I mean, it was
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah.
And I was proud of our kids for fighting through that and getting the result.
So our intrepid reporter, Ray Cartwright, who you know well, who's done a fantastic job covering your program for us all year, he was there, and he shot this.
The game has been delayed slightly due to weather conditions. As you can see behind me, just how much snow has fallen in the last 24 hours. Talked to some grounds crew, and they said about 7 to 8 inches of snow fell overnight.
So 7 to 8 inches of snow in one night.
Okay.
That's a lot of snow.
It is a lot of snow.
How do you feel
for the good old Midwestern
Even
people.
for them.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your team responded to that?
I think we really did a good job of embracing it and knowing that it was going to be cold, and I think we had fun with it, and we did our best in it, and I thought we did a really good job, to be fair.
And they were cold.
Yeah, they were cold.
They were cold. Here's some of the interviews that we got after the game.
Okay.
I'm from Texas, so I'm used to the warm weather, and it was cold.
Yeah, no, I've never played in the snow, ever. No, never. I'm a Texas girl.
How was it?
It was really cold, but the staff, and Woody obviously helped us get ready for this. He warmed us up really well. We were pretty warm in the game, and then Kayla, our equipment manager, made sure that we had everything we need for the game, so that was awesome. I have feet warmers all along the bottom of my feet. I had latex gloves underneath my goalie gloves.
Luckily, we were very prepared with feet warmers, which I didn't even know were a thing until this week, but those were awesome. I mean, I felt that a lot better than I was expecting, so that was really good.
Terrible. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I hate the cold. You can ask anyone on the team. I hate the cold so much, but obviously persevered and did fine.
So now we shift to recruiting.
Okay.
And we shift to the next fall. How's recruiting going? Because I love it when I see a tweet from Coach Eric Bell, and it says, "We just got better."
Right.
And the last one I saw said, "We just got better ×2."
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah. So how are we feeling about the recruiting
good.
trip?
We still got some work to do as far as the class for the 23 class, and so we're still working on that. But it's going well. Obviously, from a stylistic standpoint, we play a certain way, and so that really kind of narrows down the scope of our recruiting to find kids who can do the things that we're looking to do from a stylistic standpoint. So, but I'm happy with where we are, and I think the fans will be quite pleased with the product that we're going to be able to put on the field in the fall.
When you are going after women to join your program, are these ladies that you identify once they hit high school? Like, how early do you recognize talent and you start that process, or is there a legality to that from the NCAA standpoint?
There is some legality. We
Okay.
can't contact them until their junior year.
Okay.
So it's June. I think it's June, sometime June before their junior year.
But you can identify
You can
them.
identify,
Sure.
correct. You can identify anyone prior to that, but we can't contact them. So, I think where we are with identification process of the younger classes like 25 and 26, I think we're in a really good spot.
Awesome.
But that's just identification, and obviously not having them come on campus and say yay or nay to TCU.
Sure.
The 24 class that we've been able to put together is fantastic. It's very good with a lot of talented young ladies in it, and like I said before, we're still working on the 23 class as we speak.
Another thing that I think is fantastic is you are, because of the COVID fifth year, you are allowed to retain some talent.
Sure.
And there is one young lady in your program who has done remarkable for your program. I think leads your program in assists.
Yeah.
She's coming back. Who is that?
Gracie Brian's coming back. And
how excited are you about that?
Very excited about that. I think that she's a special young lady in a lot of different ways on and off the field, and happy to have her back. And I know that she's looking forward to, completing her career here next fall.
When it comes to recruiting, having a 12-0 undefeated football team on your campus, does that, surely it's got to help you in some way.
Well, it doesn't hurt, I don't think.
Doesn't hurt,
I think,
right.
Again, especially in Texas, right?
Yeah.
I think that where we live in the state we live in a state that values high school football. They value football, right? And it's a big deal. It's a big deal on Friday Night Lights, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And recruits are raised in a way that football is important at their high school, and they always go to their games. And so, having a good football team here in the state of Texas is a big deal.
Sure.
And hopefully, Sonny in the Game continues that trend moving forward, and really does a really good job of. I'm sure they will, but they do a really good job of keeping the kids close to home, close to TCU.
It's a great time to be a Horned Frog.
It is.
Especially in the athletic department.
Yeah.
I mean, from the equestrian team that's nationally ranked, our basketball team's kind of in and out of the top 25. We got a baseball team that's going to be really good this year. The volleyball team's about to enter the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
The soccer program went to the Sweet 16. I mean, there's a lot to be proud of. And in this season, thankful for to be a Horned Frog.
Yeah, don't forget about tennis.
And tennis.
The
list goes on and on, right?
For sure,
I can keep going. But there's just so much positive things going on around campus right now.
For sure, and I think that we got the 150th year of TCU going on right now.
Sesquicentennial.
I don't know what that is. We have that. We had the Christmas tree lighting last night.
Yes.
A lot of cool traditions here at TCU that
right.
make us a very special place. And the key to it is just getting kids on campus to see it.
Sure.
And if they're open to seeing it, the place sells itself.
Yeah.
And we've seen that over the course of time, and hopefully that trend continues.
Yeah, I can tell you, you and I have sat across from each other and eaten meals, and we've talked about this a lot. That university, TCU, our university, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that if there is a recruit watching this, if there's a parent of a recruit watching this, and they know that my daughter can go play at a very high level in collegiate soccer, but also get an education that's above the rest.
Sure.
That's what you want for your
It's a
kids.
win-win.
It's a win-win, right?
It's a win-win.
How's that for a sales pitch for you? You want to take me on a recruiting trip?
Yeah, I need to. I need to.
Right. Well, we need to get to our first commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to have our soccer spotlight. This week, we're highlighting Jacqueline Barnes. Plus, I want to talk about a little World Cup action with Coach Bell right after this.
For exclusive interviews and content on TCU recruits, subscribe now at frogstoday.com. Any sport, anytime. It's your source for all things TCU. Only on frogstoday.com.
And we're back. So welcome back to the show. Kris is always getting the kick out of this for me welcoming you back to the show.
I love it.
I don't know why that's so funny. I'm a professional here.
That you are. That you are. Welcome back. Let's talk World Cup.
Okay.
It's got the country on edge.
Yeah.
It's got the world on edge,
Yeah.
because we know soccer is such an international sport. Your thoughts on round one so far?
A lot of upsets.
Yes.
When obviously you don't think that those are going to happen, but happy that the U.S. has advanced to the knockout round, which I think is awesome. Hopefully we can continue playing. But a lot of good games, a lot of good soccer. I picked Brazil to win it all, and they've done fantastic.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with France. As well, and their football and the style of football and the things they can do. Spain is playing very well. Argentina was upset.
That one got me.
It did?
That one shocked me.
Yeah.
I think Portugal,
Yeah.
Ronaldo's, they've advanced.
Yeah.
One thing, a statistic that I either heard or read, a number 1 ranked team in the world has never won the World Cup.
Okay.
Brazil,
Yeah.
ranked number 1 in
Are
the
they?
world, has never won a World Cup.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
We'll see, right? Statistics are made to be broken.
For sure.
That's
For
right. So what is it that you like about Brazil's game?
It's more about their depth in their game. I think
Like on the attacking side?
No, just period. Their roster is full of players that are very, very good, and
Yeah.
they have people that haven't even played yet that would start for most countries around the world.
Doesn't that say something?
Yeah, so that's depth, and if they have injuries with the timing of the games,
Mm-hmm.
it's shorter than it has been in past in between the games, and so I think that their depth is definitely going to come through in the knockout round when the games come fast and furious.
Well, depths on a roster mean a lot, whether you're on the World Cup or you're coaching an NCAA program.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Barnes is a member of your program.
Yeah.
She is a sophomore from the Houston area. What does she bring to the team?
A lot of energy, a lot of pride, and a work ethic that's second to none. And happy that we have her in our program, and she's getting better by the day.
Miss Jackie Barnes is this week's soccer standout, and here she is now in her own words.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Barnes, and I'm a sophomore, and I'm a defender. I'm from outside of Houston, Texas. I actually played a bunch of sports until probably like 7th grade, and then I really narrowed in on soccer, and I chose it because that's where I met most of my friends was club soccer, and those are the girls that were just like me. Soccer is a very competitive sport, and there's always action. You don't have to wait for it, so that was what attracted me the most. I fell in love with the city, so being able to come here on a recruiting trip, I got to see everything around Fort Worth too, and that's what made me fall in love with not just the school but the city. I really love it here. I'd have to say my mom is my biggest mentor. She was a college athlete as well, and she actually won a national championship at A&M. So just being able to be born into a family that has so much success athletically, it's easy to look up to her and want to succeed like she did. My best and funniest memory of Coach Eric Bell was actually my first game here ever at TCU. It was a preseason game last year, and he always comes in the locker room and does his little dance, and that time he made me get up and dance with him. So first game, didn't really know what to expect, and he came in dancing and made me dance with him. So that was quite something. You're watching Kickin' It with Kris and EB. Go Frogs.
For exclusive interviews and content on TCU recruits, subscribe now at frogstoday.com. Any sport, anytime. It's your source for all things TCU. Only on frogstoday.com.
And we're back. And welcome back to the show, everybody. This is my show. Kris is just here as my sidekick.
That's exactly right. Put me in place, Coach. This is your thing. As your sidekick, I want to know who you're jamming to. Keep me hip. Just remember who got you hip.
Just remember who got you hip. So I just got myself hip to a new person.
Okay.
And I'm always, trying to find. So have you heard of New Music Friday?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, so new music comes out on Fridays. Back
Right.
in the day when I would buy CDs and cassette tapes, it was always New Music Tuesday.
Right after the 8-track? Right after the...
Yeah.
You're all that I picture.
This artist is Sam Wills.
Okay.
And he's fantastic. Singer, much like Mac Ayres, who you don't remember.
But you got us hip to Mac
I did
Ayres.
get you
Yeah.
hip to Mac Ayres, but very similar in style of music.
What do you like about Sam?
It's same. It's smooth, right? He can sing. It's not kind of forced. It's kind of like easy listening type of soulful music that is just kind of easy on the ear.
You seem to find a lot of your music through social media.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether it's a Instagram post
Twitter,
or
yeah.
Twitter or something or other.
People have, obviously they tag the music onto a video or a reel, right?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, what is
Ooh,
that?
I like
And
that.
Then I'll Shazam it or whatever and figure out who it is and dig deeper into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
So what was the last name?
Wills.
Sam Wills.
Yeah.
Sam Wills. Got it. Got it. Well, let's try him out.
Yeah.
So you are about to get crazy busy with the recruiting trail.
We're always crazy
I
busy.
know that. You, Coach Higgy, Tom, and
Yep.
the staff, you will fly literally all over the country to scout out talent
Yep.
to see who fits best into your program.
Sure.
So with that in mind, and with the off season coming up and the holidays, we will do our best to check in every month.
Sure.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Just get an update on you and what's going on in your life. Maybe we'll go out to eat again if your schedule allows for it.
Yeah.
You're a busy man, but we want to keep up to date with what's going on in your life and with the soccer program.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Yeah, real good. We're going to be in, Ryan's going to be in, Phoenix this weekend as well, and Tom and I are going to be in Nashville.
Wow, so you guys literally do this.
Yeah, and he's going to meet us back in Nashville to wrap it up, but we'll be out this weekend checking out some talent and seeing who wants to be a frog.
I love it.
Yeah.
See who our next few guests are.
That's right.
On the show. All right, Coach. Well, for Coach Eric Bell, I'm Kris Gutierrez, and this has been the latest edition, the Sweet 16 version of Kicking It with Kris and EB. We'll see you next time.
See you.
Roxo Media House.